What if I told you the most powerful tool in Dodge's lineup is not the Hemi engine, not the supercharger, not the EVs, it's the name of their cars. The name of a car can make or break expectations. It can build legends, ignite fan bases, or alienate them completely.
The day is finally here. Today is first call as we officially open for orders on the all-new 24 model year Dodge Charger Daytona.
Think about it, my over 43,000 friends and the 74% of you guys who are breaking my heart while not hitting the subscribe button. Help a butter out, because just like not hitting the subscribe button, not getting the name right can change everything about a car. Hellcat, Red Eye, Superstock, Demon 170s, these names weren't just cool. They told you exactly what the car stood for. Performance, power, attitude, they carried weight. Now, the name Scat Pack though, it turned a struggling SRT 392 into one of Dodge's best-selling trims. Tim Knissis himself said it changed the game overnight.
Scat Pack to me is probably the best example ever. Scat Packs are fastest turning, highest volume car that we have today. Do you know the Scat Pack existed before the Scat Pack existed? Absolutely identical car, sold about 1% of our mix. We changed it to Scat Pack, put the logo on it, created visualization and identification, and went from 1% to 40%.
But today, Dodge is gambling everything by slapping the iconic names like Charger, Daytona, RT, and Scat Pack onto a soulless EV that no one asked for.
Look, here's the facts. We didn't ask for the rules to change. We didn't want them to change, but they did. And we can try to outrun them, but that would be a 9-second pass straight into extinction.
And let's be real, calling it an electric vehicle Scat Pack feels like a betrayal to everything that badge stood for. Dodge just removed the RT name from the Charger Daytona EV lineup, and while that may seem small, it's actually a good chance. A chance for them to put the RT badge back to where it belongs, on a 5.7 liter Hemi V8. They also renamed the six-pack cars to GT and Outlaw, proving again that even Dodge knows names actually matters. They saw how names can shift perception, and now they're trying to course correct. Because the truth is, this community doesn't just buy soulless cars, we buy meaning, culture, identity, and iconic symbols that no other company can replicate.
We say all the time, I'm not trying to sell you a car, ever. I'm trying to invite you to a party. I want you to join the brotherhood. And it doesn't matter if you're buying a Pentastar or a 5.7 Hemi or a 6.4 or a 6.2 or a Red Eye or a Demon or whatever. You're part of this group of 13 million people that love this brand, and it's not about buying a car.
Time out. Pardon the interruption. But if you're looking to upgrade your ride, do not sleep on these deals. Head over to my friends at dragracingwheels.com and justbolt-ons.com and use my promo code BUTTER at checkout to save up to an additional 15% off on your next order. Wheels, tires, exhaust, performance parts, they got it all. And if you're a member of the military or first responder, you can save even more, up to 20% off on select brands like Ford Star, Corsa, MBRP, and more. So don't miss out. This offer expires on June 4th. So go check it out and save some money before the summer hits. Now let's get back to this. And yet, the Charger Daytona EV has become a Brandon Frankenstein, or really the Infinity Stones on Thanos' gauntlet, that I wish I could just snap this car away with all these names. But you have the Charger, the Daytona, the RT, the Scat Pack, all crammed in this one electric car that nobody wanted.
Ram's a really good example of that. If we had that safety blanket of buying credits, we would still be building and selling the ancient iron block Hemi V8 that everybody loves. Knowing that we're going into this environment have forced us into a space where we had to develop a whole new powertrain strategy. A very high-tech twin-turbo 3-liter Hurricane that's going to actually give much better performance and be much more efficient and more flexible in the future. We wouldn't have done that if it wasn't for those regulations. So it's super tough, but the CEO, he burned our boats, and we're forced to make the tough calls to make sure that we're on a trajectory towards the long-term compliance
Now, luckily, Stellantis' former CEO Carl Tavares got fired, and we would have seen probably the GT added to that car as well, and God knows what other iconic name out of Mopar's bag of tricks that could have been attached to this soundbar. I mean, to this Fratzonic chambered exhaust. I mean, car. So no wonder sales are flopping on this car. But dealers are offering heavy discounts, even lease deals, and still these cars are not moving with thousands sitting on dealership lots. Now, meanwhile, customers are still scooping up last call Chargers and Challengers with V8s in them like there is no tomorrow. And remember this article right here that I said in a video where Dodge's CEO Matt McClure, he said that if you want a Hemi, just buy the old car still sitting on lots. It seems that a lot of people took your advice and they bought more of the old car than the new one, even with tons of incentives added to buy the new car. But regardless of the couple of thousand of people who bought these cars, I'm pretty sure there are people who love their Ford Pintos. So I'm just saying, but there are millions of people who bought non-EV Dodge cars that love Dodge because of what they used to offer before some European tried to bring his BS on this soil and tank literally everything that everyone loved about this brand, especially with Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Because the name of these cars, they do mean something. The experience of a Hemi means something, and you cannot fake that with a soundbar exhaust and electric motors. Just saying.
Because when the last Hemi Chargers and Challengers roll off the line at Brampton, it's going to be the end of a legendary era. And it's hard to believe, but that 20-year run in Brampton unleashed nearly 3 million Dodge muscle cars to the world. That's 1 billion horsepower off the line and straight to the streets. Now, to the men and women of Brampton Assembly, thank you. Not just from us at Dodge, but from the entire brotherhood.
So Dodge, I hope if they're bringing back the 392 Hemi, bring back the Scat Pack name to that car. That name has earned its place to be attached to that engine. If they want to keep the Scat Pack name on a failing electric car, then you have to remember to close the hood properly or you're going to break it. Bring back the Super B nameplate, because the Super B name was built on drag racing and raw street performance, something that still fits the 392 Hemi, and that's what the engine was all about. Don't let a legendary name die strapped to a sales disaster. Don't waste these iconic names on a car your fan base didn't even want in the first place. Bring them back home, these iconic names, to the ICE cars that deserve them, that earned them, and kept customers buying over and over and over again. I'm pretty sure there are a bunch of people who have bought multiple RTs, Scat Packs over the years. Even the Hellcat name was added at the last minute and became a legend because names matter. The Scat Pack name turned the SRT 392 into a star. Even the 6-pack names for these Hurricane vehicles are getting changed because names matter. So maybe, just maybe, it's time to change the name of the Charger Daytona EV to something original. Maybe just call it the Banshee or that stealth name that floated around, and give these legendary names back to the V8 cars that made Dodge what it is and what it was, and it was fun. If not, let these names stay retired. Let these names live in history as some of the greatest cars ever made with those names attached to them. Just saying. So what do you guys think? Should Dodge strip the Daytona and Scat Pack name off the EV? Should they save the RT and put it back on the 5.7 Hemi cars like it used to be? And would you buy a new 392 V8 Charger if it came with the right badge like the Super B? Let me know down in the comments down below. And if you want to know about the Dodge canceling the RT Charger Daytona for 2026, you can check out this video right here. And until the next time, I'm out.